even with the surge in these cases. Some local school districts are seeing more quarantines than positive cases in the classroom.
As of yesterday, more than 800 students and staff are isolating or in quarantine in the Shawnee Mission School District. Numbers like that are prompting Missouri Governor Parson to change the guidelines for close contact across the state line. Today, he announced if a student is around someone who tested positive, they do not need to quarantine if they were wearing a mask correctly. An infectious disease expert joined Parson today. She says there are very few positive exposure cases, and the number of quarantines has put a toll on schools.
In particular, quarantined students may have difficulty interacting with their teachers to get the support they need, as many of those educators are also trying to teach their students still in person in their classrooms at the same time.
While teachers are juggling in-person and virtual learning as well as their own safety, the Kansas City Teachers Union says today's decision is not the solution.
Our reporter Andres Gutierrez talked with the local union to get reaction from teachers.
It is reckless, particularly at this time.
It's what teachers in Kansas City, Missouri have told union leader Andrea Flinders ever since the governor announced he's easing quarantine guidelines for schools. Under the new recommendations, people won't be considered a close contact of a COVID-19 case if masks have been worn properly. But Flinders believes this puts her members in jeopardy.
Because if you know that a child has COVID in your classroom, there's a lot more mitigating factors other than the mask. I mean, you have lunch where you're not wearing a mask.
KCMO leaders are rejecting the governor's recommendations, and with the exception of 200 special ed students, KCPS hasn't returned to in-person learning.
We all understand that this is a year of some change, of some challenge for young people in terms of the educational environment. But I'm not going to start to substitute my own judgment of who should be back in the classroom versus not for that of medical experts, of scientists, of people who we pay a lot of money to think about these things.
Other Missouri districts aren't rushing to modify their procedures either. In a statement, Kearney Schools said the new guidance from the governor contradicts guidance from local and federal public health experts. They'll continue to monitor the situation, but everything stays the same. So is the case in Blue Springs and Lee Summit.
I don't think I have a single member at all that doesn't want to go back in person with our students, but they also want our students safe, and they have to be safe too.
In Kansas City, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.